Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is a little bit different because today, if you didn't know, we are actually launching a brand new collection of products at 12 PM, so hopefully by the time this video goes out, the launch will be live. So as the name might suggest, I'm here to talk to you all about our new collection of wax melts. Can you tell how happy I am? So, this has been a long time in the making, let me tell you. I think we've been getting requests to do these for pretty much as long as we've been going. I remember at my first farmers market, a lovely lady came up to me and was asking if I do them, and obviously at the time I'd only been going like a month or two, so I was just like, no, not just now. And then, you know, that was kind of where it all started, and from there kind of the demand grew and grew as our business grew, I guess. So at the start of this year we decided that that was going to be the next thing that we were going to be focusing on, and you know, I just thought, we'll decide what we're doing, we'll decide what shape we're doing, whether like the packaging, the branding will be in line with our branding of our existing products. The fragrances will be in the same fragrances that we do in our candles and diffusers and everything. How difficult can it be? We'll probably be ready to launch within a few weeks. Wow. Well, I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video. If you would like a video story time going into all different details, then I would be happy to do that. However, I'm conscious that this video is not going to be super duper long. But basically, long story short, we had several different issues with getting hold of the right materials. For example, soy wax. There is a massive worldwide shortage of the stuff right now, and in the UK it seems to be really, really bad. I don't know if that's got anything to do with Brexit probably, and COVID, and the fact that so many more people are making wax melts and candles and everything from home during lockdown. I don't know, but so that was one of the biggest things that we had to deal with early on. And if you're thinking, well, why can't you just use the wax that you use in your candles? We do use a soy coconut wax for that, but it's a lot softer and it's really used for container candles. If we tried to do wax melts with it, it probably would have been just a complete fail. So basically you need a specific type of wax to make wax melts with. From there we had various different ideas. Honestly, I have a box full of different types of moulds in my garage, silicone moulds that is. And between me and Gordon, we both had kind of like differing ideas of what kind of we wanted them to look like, and then that paired with actually doing more research and finding out that specific shapes look like they're going to be banned soon because of looking like potentially being seen to look like food, and in relation to the food imitation laws, which apply in the UK and Europe. So yeah, we didn't want to go down that route. But basically we arrived at the conclusion that the only way that we were really going to be able to create a wax melt that was unique to us, because the wax melt market, as I'm sure you guys will know, is very heavily saturated, so we wanted to stand out in any way that we could, basically. That paired with wanting to be eco-friendly as much as possible, just like all of our other products, was another concern, and more so with the packaging. So we knew that we really didn't want to go down like the clamshell route or the kind of plastic deli pot route that I see a lot of companies doing. No hate to them, but for us personally, I feel like if we launched something like that, people would be like, eh? And from a personal point of view as well, I think it's just basically in our own kind of beliefs and everything, and our own conscience, basically, that what we are putting out onto the market is as eco-friendly as possible and has a really small carbon footprint on the environment. So without further ado, I think it's time to actually show you our wax melts. So, I don't know if it's going to focus, you can see them in there. Fail. So this is the packaging solution that we arrived at. It is a fully recyclable box with a little display window, which was really important to us. Because we focus so much on wholesaling our products and working with independent stockists, we knew that we really needed to get this right. And by that I mean that if it's on a shop shelf like that, people will instantly, hopefully, by looking at the label but also by being able to actually see the design of them, realise that they're wax melts and hopefully want to buy them. So one day we would love for this to be completely 100% compostable, biodegradable. You can plant it in the ground and flowers grow from it, but we're just not there yet. And I don't mean us, I mean like the packaging industry. Like, this is pretty new, because when I was looking for eco-friendly packaging at the start of this year, I'm sure that I did not come across this. And to be honest, there were options available that were biodegradable, like biodegradable craft pouches, but A, they were really expensive, like compared to this, so we probably would have had to put our price up, and B, again, they didn't have any kind of display window for people to see what they were. It was completely opaque. And to be honest, I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute, and again, for retailers, it's just like, it's so simple to display them. You know, like if we were looking at doing clamshells, then people would have to have the little kind of hook on the wall things. I'm sure there's a technical term for that, but basically I'm sure a lot of our kind of smaller independent retailers don't have those. There are loads of different ways to package wax melts, like glassine bags for example, or where you kind of like wrap up them into little like glassine pouches. But again, like how would you display that? Like in a basket or something, and then they can just like all lay flat and look a mess, so no. Oh. And another way for us to be able to come up with something pretty much 100% unique to us was to get our own custom moulds made. So we actually got in touch with a company that goes by the name of Mr. Resin. He normally makes moulds for resin makers but also wax melt makers, and he really worked with us to kind of come up with a design that we were happy with, sent us a sample mould to use, and we were really happy with it. So we went ahead and ordered 20 further moulds, which if you've ever ordered custom moulds you will know that it does not come cheap, but overall I'm so happy that we did that. It seemed like quite a lot of money to be spending on silicone moulds at the time, bearing in mind that you can actually buy them for like a few quid if you are just buying ones that anyone can use. But as I said, I think in the long run it will totally pay off. They should last us for years and years, and at the end of the day we have something that no one else has. So each box of these is $7.99 and includes 10 ivy melts. I don't know if I said that, but that's what these will be known as, is ivy melts, of course. So you'll get 10 of these for $7.99, and each melt weighs 9 grams and will give you a burn time of between 10 and 12 hours. And they're super strong and really are great at releasing the fragrance into your room, or even house, to be honest, because when I have these on, like, I realise I'm a bit biased, but when I have these on, I can smell it like literally upstairs in my house within like an hour. It's amazing. So we are also doing a sample box of wax melts where you can choose up to 6 different fragrances, and these will be delivered to you, of course, in completely recyclable packaging through your letterbox, and there is absolutely no shipping charge on that as well. And the cost of that is $6.99. We also have a lovely selection of wax melt burners for you to use if you don't have one at the moment, or if you just want to buy yourself a new one. Ta-da! I am in a bit of a hurry though, because I am filming this on the morning of the launch and I need to get it edited and up in time, so do bear with. I love this one, it's like a dragonfly effect. So enough of my rambling on. I actually have a little giveaway to tell you about today. I knew that when I was close to reaching 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube that I wanted to do a giveaway, but to be honest, time kind of got away from me and I never actually did anything about it. However, I thought what better day to do a giveaway than the day of our launch. So if you would like to be in the chance of winning a box of wax melts, a candle and a diffuser in your choice of fragrance, then all you have to do to be in it to win it is first of all subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Pop over to Instagram to follow me there because that is where I will be announcing the winner. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below letting me know what your favourite all-time fragrance is for a wax melt or a candle or any other fragrancy products. It doesn't have to be one of mine, obviously, but I'd love to know what your favourite fragrance is basically. This competition will run until Saturday the 5th of June and it is not affiliated or sponsored or anything by YouTube or Instagram. Now I thought it'd be quite cool to kind of show you some behind the scenes of what goes on basically into launching a whole new collection of products and a first look at me actually making wax melts from the samples to the full-on batches of wax melts as well. So without further ado, I have put together a little vlog style segment of basically the whole journey of developing our range of wax melts. So I will leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy! Okay, so here is our wax that's just arrived for our wax melts. As you can see, it's come in pellet form, which I've never actually worked with before. I've used flakes and obviously now we're using slabs of our soy coconut wax, but I've never actually worked with pellets before, so that should be interesting. It's 100% soy wax. Obviously it's vegan, doesn't have any animal ingredients in it, doesn't have any palm or any weird or wonderful ingredients in it. It's all natural. So let's make some samples up. And side note, this is also sustainably sourced, which means that it's not come straight from the Amazon. It's ethically sourced and sustainably sourced. So that is what we want. Hi guys, so I've just received our first custom wax melt mould from Mr. Resin for us to try out some wax melts with. So as you can see, we decided to go for ivy leaves as the shapes, and we've also popped our wee logo in there, or a shortened version of our logo. Obviously the full thing wouldn't fit, so that's my hand for reference. So I think they're about 55mm from side to side, I believe. It's been a few weeks since we ordered them, so I'm not too sure on that. And I've also got my Granny's jam pot here to melt our wax in. So if you don't know, this is actually how I first started when I was making my candles, how I would melt my wax. Obviously now we do have our two soup kettles here, however, because it's just like such a small amount, there really does not make much sense in using one of these because it's just for samples at the moment. So I'm just going to pop my wax I've just taken out of the box there into here, boil the kettle and fill it up a few inches at the bottom and get my thermometer in and melt my wax down, and then add all my different fragrances to the wax before pouring it into this lovely mould. And then it'll be on to testing. However, I do need to wait 2 weeks before I can start testing these because it does have a cure time of 2 weeks. I have heard from some people that they only leave it a few days, or that they sell them basically as soon as they're ready to come out of the moulds. But I've heard from other people that it gets much better the longer that it has to cure, so I'm going to try 2 weeks in the first instance, and then maybe I'll try testing them again after only a week or a few days and see what kind of difference there is. But obviously it's really important that we do get a really good hot throw from them, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so that is all of those samples made up in 2 fragrances so far. So I've just done 2 at 8% and 2 at 10% in each of these 2 fragrances. Obviously, as you can see, I have had a bit of a spillage issue on this one, but I guess it's just going to take a bit of time to get used to pouring these, obviously, and I wasn't using my trusty old piston funnel. So obviously with the piston funnel it's going to be much easier to pour the wax, but again, because I'm using such small quantities just for the purposes of samples, it doesn't really make sense to get the piston funnel out. It would only take up like a tiny bit of room in it, and then obviously you've got the other issue of it cooling down too quickly, so I would have had to probably use a heat gun on it to warm it up so that the wax didn't cool down too quickly. So if you're wondering why I haven't used my piston funnel, that is why, because I don't want you to think that I'm telling you guys one thing and then doing another thing myself. So yeah, a bit of a mess, but it's my first attempt using these moulds, so I'm not too worried about that. We've all got to start somewhere. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later and I've just had to look at these and they seem pretty solid. There's no squishiness going on here, so I am going to attempt to demold these for the very first time. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to start with these ones. Oh, look at that. So I'm pretty happy with how these have turned out actually. I was a bit unsure about this mould because ones that I've used before have been really thin, whereas as you can see this one is pretty thick, so I wasn't sure how that would affect the demoulding process, but honestly they've come out pretty much perfect. So as I said, now I just need to hold on tight for 2 weeks before I start testing these. So I'm going to actually pop them in some Tupperware, I think, along with a little label to say obviously which fragrance it is and what percentage of fragrance oil is in each one. And I just realised how out of focus they were, but it's really hard to show you on camera just because obviously they're white and quite small. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And you can see here now that I'm literally standing right next to my window, all of the little details that are showing up much better. But how beautiful is that? Look at what's just arrived. Please don't be ugly. Please don't be ugly. Oh my god! Okay, so here are our custom wax melt moulds which have just arrived from Mr. Resin. Now the sample moulds that we got were just in purple, but as you can see he's literally given us like every colour of the rainbow, which I absolutely love, and it'll look so nice and colourful when we are making the wax melts. And you can see here, if I can zoom in, all the little intricate details that we've designed into them. So yeah, I'm so excited to get making these. Hopefully it won't be too long now before we're ready to launch, seeing as I've done lots of testing, so I know exactly how much fragrance oil I'm going to be using in each of the different fragrances because it's not all the same obviously. So yeah, watch this space. P.S. is it bad that I'm already thinking about all of the ASMR content I'll be able to do on TikTok with these now? Because honestly, just listen to this. Yes! Hello! look what I've just had delivered. So this is just from Hobbycraft. Annoyingly, why are you playing at Hobbycraft? Plastic bubble wrap. And there's no need for this because it's not fragile in the slightest. It's just plastic and more plastic. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, I've been thinking about how I want my wax melts to look, and obviously if you have followed us or know about our brand at all and our candles, then you'll know that. So this is what our candles look like. And obviously they all come with gold lids, and so I had a little idea of potentially using gold glitter, like just a tiny bit, like just a sprinkle of glitter if you will, just to kind of, I don't know, give some more detail to the wax melts. And I think personally I've used wax melts in the past that have like glitter or botanicals and all that kind of thing on them, and it can look really really nice when they're melting and they're all like swirling around. So I thought let's just give it a go and see how we get on. So I've got this glitter here which is quite chunky. It's biodegradable. All of the glitters that I've bought are biodegradable, of course. So there's that. Then I also have this one, which is, let me see, which is much finer. It's kind of hard to show you, but it is really fine. So I think I'm going to I think I am going to try them separately. I will just probably use like a really tiny amount of each one, and then I will try some with them kind of mixed in so you get kind of a nice effect, I guess. We'll see. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Let's just see how we get on, eh? I think this is leaking. I also ordered some gold leaf flakes, which look absolutely incredible. Seemed like these weren't too expensive. I think for this pot, which is, yeah, 200 mils of gilding flakes, I think it was like a £5 or £6 maybe. Which seemed pretty reasonable. Like I thought, oh, there's no way we could use gold flake because that would just be way too expensive, but I don't know, maybe if we only use a tiny bit, like if we only need a tiny bit of these, then it could still be cost effective, it could still be an option. I'm going to give it a go anyway just to see. Maybe if not for these wax melts, then you know we might always want to use them in the future, like maybe for a really luxurious line if we want to do something like that, or if we have like a white label job or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how they turn out anyway, so that's fun. I'm going to take half out of this one and I guess about a third out of the chunkier one and mix them and see how we get on. Okay, so that's half of that one. Oh my gosh, so messy. I'm not sure this is a great shirt. We'll see though, maybe it'll be worth it. Okay, I said about a third, didn't I? Ooh. Okay, that'll do. So then okay, let's see how we get on with this. So I think I'm going to do 2 with fine glitter, 2 with just chunky glitter, 2 that are mixed glitter, and then 2 that have gold flake. Okay. Whoa. It's quite a lot. It's quite hard to be controlled with this, I'm finding. Oh dear God.
I really just wanted a tiny bit, but this is just a little bit more than what I wanted. So let's try with this mix now. Okay, that is much better. In terms of this gold leaf, I'm not sure the best way to go about doing this, because they're all in like really big bits, but let's just tear it up a little bit. I think you would just have to use a couple. I'm not even sure how this would actually like stick to the wax, or if it will just, I don't know, like when we unmold it maybe it'll just like stick to the mold. So I have to see. It seems to be sticking to the mold a lot right now, so I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. I think it might be a bad sign, because we really need it to stick to the wax, obviously. Here you go. So I'm just waiting for my wax melt just now, and then we will be back to pour. When you don't know when to stop. Okay, it's a little while later and these seem to be completely set, so I am going to try and demold them. I'm not holding out too much hope for these because, I don't know if you can see, but I'm not sure that they're really going to stick to the wax, as I said before, so let's just see how we get on. Okay, so it turns out I actually did not press the record button just then, so unfortunately you guys didn't get to see me unmolding these. However, I just wanted to show you how they turned out. So you can see our little logo there. Just when the light hits it, it's quite subtle, but I do think it looks quite nice. So we've got the fine glitter here, chunky, which I don't hate, but it's just way more than I really meant to use, and it's not even focusing on the on the logo because I think there's just way too much going on. And here is the mixed one, which I think is definitely my favourite because I just think it adds a little bit more detail without it being kind of overkill and, dare I say it, tacky. And here is the gold leaf, which has done something pretty weird and wonderful, I would say. It's not what I expected at all. It has stuck, so that's the back. That obviously just kind of like popped some in at last second, but you can see that it's obviously like really sunk in, and I don't know how it's showing up on camera, but in real life it's looking quite coppery. You can see there with this one. If it'll focus, come on. Yeah, you can see there it's gone quite coppery, which is, I don't know, not necessarily a bad thing I guess, but it's not what I expected at all. But yeah, I'll probably just, I might do this for myself and for friends, but I don't think I'll be doing that going forward because it's just not very time effective for me to be spending ages like shredding gold leaf, and half of it is actually flaked off as well when I was getting it out the mould, so yeah, a bit disappointed with that one, but I think we'll do really well with the mixture of the fine and the chunky glitter because I think that just looks so cute. Hi guys, how are you doing? Today is the 8th of May, it's a Saturday, and so I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update on the wax melt situation. So in the past couple of weeks we've been testing each of the fragrances a lot, and we're basically now happy with each and every fragrance in terms of how long we think they should be curing for and what percentage of oil we'll be using for each of them. So we're really happy with all of those things now, and so basically now we feel that we are ready to start making them in batches ready for launch, which we are basically working towards launching at the end of this month,
which is so exciting. So yeah, I'm thinking either the Friday or the Saturday, I think it's either the 29th or the 30th, is when we will hopefully be ready to go. So I'm just getting the ball rolling just now, basically, because of kind of everything else that's going on. I think it's better to kind of get started on this early so that, like, in the week running up to the launch, we're going to be able to focus on marketing and all the rest of it. So I have just been getting the moulds ready with this glitter, as you can see here, and then we've got these ones as well. So I've got 21 moulds in total, so I'm just going to pour them all and then let them set, and then I may or may not do another batch just now as well. But I'm going to start off today doing some mango and lime melts because it's one of my favourite fragrances and it's a lovely sunny day, so I'm feeling like doing something a little bit tropical. My wax is melting away nicely in the corner, it's just about done, and then we will be ready to go. Okay, so it's about an hour later. These have all set, as you can see. They're completely solid. That's one thing that I love about this wax, is that it seems to set really quickly. So let's get started. Ta-da! Okay, not to blow my own trumpet, but I am so happy with how these are coming out. Just look at the finish on them, it's so nice. They've just got a lovely sheen to them, and I've not had any problems with frosting yet or anything like that. But yeah, they just, I actually love them. I'm so glad that we've gone with the custom moulds. I just think it makes such a difference, doesn't it? And when this melts, it's just going to release all of the little bits of glitter, and they're going to dance around and look all pretty, and it's just, oh, I just love them.
In Russia, it forced a Ryanair plane to land yet.
So I've just sent this to Gordon and he has just given me the go-ahead for this design, so that's perfect. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do all the other fragrances. Hello guys, it is much later on now. It is 20 to 5 and I just wanted to pop on very quickly to just say thank you so much to everyone who has placed an order today. We've been quite blown away by the response, not just from our retail customers but from our stockists as well. Quite a few of them have placed orders already and we will be getting them out to them ASAP. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.